"Hey, Pop, why does all our food come from other countries?" And the old farmer replied, with a mist over his eyes, "Well, not so many years ago, our land was lush and green. The Murray-Darling Basin was the perfect place to be. The supply of fruit and nuts dripped from many trees. Our vegetables and berries were ample for all, you see. Northern Victoria was always number one in dairy. As far as our eyes could see, our cows were always merry. Our land rustled softly, with a breeze amongst our crops. Wheat, corn and canola were ranked amongst the top. The fields prepared lovingly for a bumper crop of rice. For many of us we welcomed this very beautiful sight. Luscious bunches of grapes hung firmly from their vines. The tons and tons of produce was tasty and divine. The birds they flocked to our farms for water and for feed. It was a haven for many creatures, such a sight to see. A watering we would do, and the frogs they would sing. Our soils were very rich and could grow many things. Our towns were full of people and were such a busy hive. But now the water's gone, and our towns just couldn't survive. Our leaders said our rivers really needed our life source, and all our water was taken without substantial thought. We will look after all the farmers and include a triple bottom line. Environmentally, economically and socially, we promise you'll be fine. The Water Act had given huge powers to a plan, the Murray-Darling Basin Plan, of which I'm definitely not a fan. They said we need to change this land of flood and drought. We'll stop that mighty Murray from closing at her mouth. So megalitres of water were sent away to sea. For every litre sent, at least 2 were lost from me. They had way too much water, enough for all to share. But no, that didn't matter. They didn't seem to care. An overabundance of water will keep our rivers fresh. Oh, to hell with them. They've really made a mess. The food bowl of Australia, now forever lost. Our many towns stand derelict as the plan came at a cost. The milk and many food processors, they all moved away. There wasn't any produce, so they didn't want to stay. Our paddocks now stand dry and full of noxious weeds. Our waterways are empty, no water for our needs. The winds now blow the dust, kicking up a storm, and the fires they rage freely. Yes, we see it so much more. The evenings now are silent, where once the birds would sing. Insects, frogs and birds are now no longer kings. So now, my child, you can clearly see why our food comes from over the seas. Yes, our water was ripped away, and our land could not survive. If our leaders had only listened and the water theft had stopped. But our farms and towns are now no more. Just a memory for your pop. His tears flowed very freely now, and his voice became so soft. Sadness crept across his face as he remembered a time now lost.